This is Matthew Harrington with Dell Technologies. Today I'm going to go over running cctk inside of your SCCM task sequences. I've been asked by a handful of people to create a video on this, so I'm going to. I've done another video on this tool, which is Dell Command Configure, so I'm not going to go over how this tool works and how to set it up, but this is our standalone tool that lets you manipulate the BIOS on Dell computers. You could export everything into standalone EXEs, which I've gone over, or into cctk files. So it uses cctk.exe to actually import or run the settings inside of the cctk files. So what you do to make all this work in the WinPE section of an SCCM or MECM task sequence is you come to our endpoint management landing page. If you go into your browser and you type dell.com/command, it will redirect you here. You scroll down, there's a ton of awesome stuff up here. You could spend half the day on this page. But under configure and deploy, you have Dell Command Configure, you say get started, and you download it, right? And when you download and install it, it will install to this location, actually Dell Command Configure right here. You drill into the x86_64 folder, and it's cctk and all the DLLs. The bat files let you import these DLL files and cctk into a boot WIM within inside of SCCM. I steer away from that. I don't like injecting things into the boot WIM unless you absolutely have to. But I'll still copy everything just in case you want it. So you copy all of this and you come up to your SCCM server. And as you can see, I have a source folder and I've already copied all these files in here. You then take the source folder here. Under software library packages, I'll create a new folder so it's easy to see and find. cctk inside of a task sequence. We could click off that, click back on. There it is. So I can now say create a package, and I'll call it call cctk in a task sequence. You know, we know that Dell made this. It contains source files, and I'm going to say, where does it live? It lives right here. So we know that we copied all of our source files into that particular folder, right? You could use a UNC local. I'm just showing you how to set this up in an easy way. You say next, do not create a program. We only want this to be a library of files. We're not going to create a program. We're not calling setup.exe or anything like that. And you're done. That's it. There's your package, right? I'll click off this, and here's our package. There's no program. Then what you do is you come to operating systems, task sequences. You right click and say edit. And I've already put a few. This is my crash and burn task sequence. You know, I add and delete stuff from this all day long. But if you wanted to set the passwords, what you do is you say browse. You come under Dell. There's the package we just created. And you'd say apply. So what you're telling it is, I'm going to, what you're really doing is you say add general run command line. And it brings up a new one right here, right? I'll delete this one, and I'll just use one of the ones that I already have. So you can see here it's run command line. You give it a name, and in this particular case, I'm just saying run cctk.exe. Fast boot is thorough, secure boot is enabled. That's all you have to do. You could stack as many commands as you want. You could have 10, 15, 20 commands. Generally, what I like to do is I like to run them one at a time. That way, if something fails, the smsts.log file is going to track that. And then all you do is you click package and point it to the package that we just created. And what does that package contain? It contains cctk, and it contains all of the DLL files that we need right here. So it's using these different DLL files to manipulate the BIOS. And as we can see in here, this is in the WinPE section. We haven't partitioned anything yet. We haven't applied any drivers. This runs in the WinPE section of your task sequence. It's that easy. It's that easy. Give it a shot and add comments in the comment section if you have any questions. Thank you.